Test 1. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a clerk at the inquiries desk of a transport company and a man who is asking for travel information. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5.
Good afternoon, Camden Community Center. Rachel speaking. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm calling to get some information about your English language classes. I've just moved here from Spain, and I'm looking to improve my speaking skills.
Of course, we offer several levels of English classes: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Do you know what level you'd be looking for?
I'd say intermediate. I can understand quite a lot, but I struggle with grammar and confidence in conversation.
No problem. Our intermediate course focuses on exactly that: grammar revision, vocabulary building, and lots of speaking practice. The next course begins next Monday.
Oh, that's great timing. How often are the lessons?
They're held twice a week, on Mondays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 8 in the evening. Each session is 90 minutes long.
That should fit in nicely with my work schedule. How many people are in a class?
We keep the class size small, no more than 12 students. That way, everyone gets plenty of individual attention.
Sounds good. And how long does the course last?
It's a 10-week course, so if you start next Monday, the final class will be in mid-July.
Great. What's the cost?
The full 10-week course costs £120, which includes all materials. You can also pay in 2 installments, if that's easier.
No, that's quite reasonable. I'd like to enroll, please.
Brilliant. I'll need a few details. Could I have your full name?
Sure, it's Carlos Ramirez. That's CARLOSRAMIREZ.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. And a contact number.
Yes, it's 07482336529.
Perfect. And your email address?
It's c.ramirez87@gmail.com.
Is it c.ramirez@gmail.com?
Yes,
You will now
that's correct.
get some time to check your answers. Time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Actually, before we finish, I've got a couple more quick questions.
Of course. Go ahead.
Do you offer any sort of placement test before the course starts, just to make sure I'm in the right level?
Yes, we do. It's a short written and spoken test. Nothing too formal. We usually ask new students to come in a few days before the course starts. Will you be free this Thursday afternoon?
Yes, I think so. What time?
We have slots available between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. It only takes about 20 minutes.
Okay, let's say 3 in the afternoon.
Done. I've booked you in for Thursday at 3 o'clock for the placement test.
Thanks. Do you also provide certificates at the end of the course?
Yes, we do. If you attend at least 80% of the classes, you'll receive a certificate of completion. It's quite useful if you're planning to apply for work or further study here in the United Kingdom.
That's brilliant. What about facilities? Is there a cafe or anything on-site?
Yes, we have a small cafe on the ground floor. It serves hot drinks, sandwiches, and pastries. It's open until 8 in the evening on weekdays. There's also free Wi-Fi in the center if you want to stay and do some revision after class.
That's handy. And how do I pay for the course?
We accept payments by card, cash, or bank transfer. If you prefer to pay in 2 parts, you'd pay £60 at the time of booking, and the remaining £60 by the end of week 4.
Okay. I'll pay the full amount by card now if that's possible.
Certainly, I can take the payment over the phone or email you a secure payment link, whichever you prefer.
The link would be easier, then I can do it after this call.
No problem. I'll send that to you right away. Once we receive the payment, we'll confirm your place and send over the course welcome pack.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help. You've made the process very easy.
You're very welcome, Mr. Ramirez. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday for the test and in class next week.
Looking forward to it. Bye.
You will now get
Goodbye.
some time to check your answers. You will now hear a guide giving an introductory tour of a community center. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the introductory tour of the Relevant Center. My name's Hannah, and I'll be your guide today, giving you a general overview of our facilities, services, and how best you can make use of them during your time here. The Relevant Center, established in 1998, was founded with a mission to provide accessible educational, professional, and recreational opportunities for individuals of all age groups. Conveniently located in the heart of the city, just a short walk from the high street and well served by public transport, it's easy to reach. Upon entering, you'll see the main reception area straight ahead, where you can make general enquiries, book rooms, or get assistance if needed. The reception is open from 800 a.m. to 700 p.m. on weekdays and 900 a.m. to 100 p.m. on Saturdays. To the right of reception is the Education Wing, offering a wide range of classes and workshops ranging from foreign languages to digital skills and personal development. Timetables can be picked up from the brochure rack next to the lifts or downloaded from our website, and most courses are delivered in affordable 6-week blocks. Adjacent to this is the Business Hub, tailored for entrepreneurs and remote workers, featuring hot desks, meeting rooms, printers, and networking events, with access included in the professional plan or available on a pay-as-you-go basis. Further down the corridor, you'll find the Health and Well-being Suite, which houses a compact but well-equipped gym, a yoga studio, and 3 consulting rooms used for therapy and wellness sessions. The gym operates from 6:30 a.m. to 9:00 p.m. for members, and we also offer early morning yoga classes. For accessibility, the entire center is wheelchair-friendly, with lifts at both ends, accessible toilets on every floor, and reserved parking spots right at the entrance. That's a quick walkthrough of the physical layout, and now we'll move on to talk about some of the special programs we offer
You will
throughout
now
the
get
year.
some time to check your answers. Now, first you will have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
One of the standout features of the Relevance Center is our Community Initiative Program. Every quarter, we host a variety of events aimed at bringing people together, fostering skills, and supporting local businesses. For example, the Learn Local Fair happens every March, where small businesses, charities, and freelance teachers showcase short workshops and taster sessions. It's an excellent opportunity to pick up a new hobby or meet people with similar interests. In June, we organize the Wellbeing Week. This is a series of free or low-cost classes, seminars, and consultations focused on mental health, fitness, nutrition, and self-care. Last year's event was a huge success, with over 500 attendees across the week. And we're looking to make it even bigger this year. If you're more into arts and culture, you might be keen on our Creative Autumn program, running from September through to November. We host exhibitions, open mic nights, poetry slams, and even writing retreats. Many of these events are open to the public, but members get early bird access and discounted entry fees. Now, you may be wondering how you can get involved. Well, becoming a member is straightforward. You simply need to fill in an application form, which you can find at reception or online. There are different levels of membership depending on how much you want to participate, from casual drop-in access to full annual passes. Members benefit from discounted courses, priority booking for workshops, free entry to many events, and complimentary use of the Business Hub facilities for a set number of hours per month. Plus, you'll get monthly newsletters keeping you updated on upcoming programs, new course launches, and volunteer opportunities. Oh, and speaking of volunteering, the center is always looking for enthusiastic helpers. Whether you've got experience in teaching, event planning, admin work, or simply enjoy meeting new people, there's likely a role for you. Volunteers get additional perks, like free entry to select classes and events, plus recognition in our annual celebration evening. Before I wrap up, just a reminder, if you'd like a guided tour of the center facilities after this talk, feel free to meet me by the reception desk in about 15 minutes. We'll have a short walk around so you can see the rooms in use and ask any questions you might have. Thanks again for coming along today. We really look forward to seeing you around the Relevance Center soon. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything at all.
You will now get
Cheers.
some time to check your answers. Section 3. You will now hear 4 university students discussing their group project for a course on sustainable living. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Right? Everyone here? Brilliant. Thanks for coming. So we've got to plan out our group project for the Sustainable Living course. Thought we should brainstorm some ideas first.
Yeah, good shout. I was reading the project brief earlier. It says we need to focus on an aspect of sustainable living that could realistically be implemented on campus.
Well, recycling is the obvious one. But loads of groups are going to do that, aren't they? We should pick something a bit different.
Agreed. What about water conservation? Like installing more efficient taps or something?
That's not bad, but I feel like it's still a bit small scale. Maybe we should think bigger, like renewable energy initiatives, solar panels on the library roof, for example.
Solar panels could work, but wouldn't that cost a fortune? We're supposed to suggest something practical and achievable, aren't we?
Yeah, true. Maybe something behavior-based, like a campaign encouraging students to reduce their meat consumption. Meat-free Mondays or something.
Ooh, I like that. Changing habits rather than building something. Plus, food production has a massive environmental impact.
All right, let's park that idea for a moment. Maybe we could shortlist 2 or 3 options and then vote.
Sure, so far we've got better recycling, water conservation, solar panels, and dietary changes.
What about transport? Encouraging more cycling, fewer cars on campus.
Good one. Maybe we could propose a bike rental scheme, like the city bikes in London.
Okay, loving the ideas. Let's quickly run through feasibility. Recycling, too common. Water conservation, maybe. Solar panels, too expensive. Dietary campaign, strong. Bike rental scheme, pretty achievable, but needs funding.
I vote for the food campaign. It's the easiest to get people engaged, and it fits well with raising awareness.
Same here. Plus, we could actually design posters and social media posts for it as part of our project.
Yeah, and if we wanted, we could even run a trial Meat-Free Monday in one of the cafes to gather real data.
Perfect. Sounds like we have a winner then. Sustainable Eating Habits campaign. Let's move on to divvying up the work.
You will now get some time to check your answers. Now you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30.
Right. So we need to split this up sensibly. We've got the written report, the presentation, and the marketing materials.
I don't mind doing the report. I'm pretty decent at writing formal stuff.
I'll help with the marketing bits, posters, social media templates, that sort of thing. I've done a bit of graphic design before.
Cool. I'll partner with Olivia on the presentation side then. We could maybe do a mock-up of how the campaign would look in action too.
Sounds good to me. Now, timeline-wise, the draft report's due in 2 weeks, and the final presentation is 4 weeks from today. So we should aim to have everything wrapped up at least a week before, just in case.
Agreed. I'll get started on the report outline tonight, and maybe we can have a shared document so people can dip in if they've got ideas.
And for the marketing, I'll make a few poster samples this weekend, and then we can vote on which style we like best.
For the presentation, maybe we should include some quick interviews or survey results, just to show we've tested the idea.
Good thinking. We could create a simple Google form, ask about eating habits, willingness to go meat-free once a week, things like that.
Yeah, but let's keep it short. No one's going to fill out a 20-question survey. 5 questions max.
Agreed. I'll draft a few questions after this meeting and send them around.
What about visuals for the presentation? Charts? Infographics?
Definitely. We can use the survey data to make a few pie charts, maybe a bar graph or 2, nothing too text-heavy.
Sounds like we're sorted then. Oh, and who's going to email Professor Hughes to confirm our topic choice?
I'll do that. I'm already emailing her about something else today. Anyway, perfect. All right, last thing, next meeting?
Same time next Thursday?
Works for me.
Yeah, I'm good too.
All right then, meeting adjourned. Thanks everyone. Let's smash this
You will now get
project.
some time to check your answers. Section 4. You will now hear a university lecturer discussing the results of a recent study about student enrollment and motivations at Northbridge University. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 35.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be discussing the results of our recent study into student engagement across different course offerings at Northbridge University. Before we begin, please ensure you have the bar chart in front of you. This will form the basis of what we talk through first. Right, let's start with the bar chart entitled Annual Enrollment Numbers by Course 2024. As you can see, there are 5 bars, each representing a different course. From left to right, mechanical engineering shows an enrollment of 120 students. Environmental science stands at 80 students, computer science leads with 150 students, business management has 60 students, finally, applied mathematics records 90 students. Notice that computer science attracts the highest number of enrollments, followed by mechanical engineering, while business management has the lowest figures. We'll return to why that might be as we go on. Moving on, let's consider the blue and green shading on each bar. The blue portion indicates the number of first-year students, and the green portion indicates continuing students, second year and above. For example, in mechanical engineering, approximately 70 of the 120 are first-year students, leaving 50 continuing. In computer science, it's roughly 95 first-year versus 55 continuing. The contrasting colors help us quickly see not just total enrollment, but cohort distribution. Now, why is this important? Well, understanding both new and returning student numbers gives us insight into retention rates. If a course has a lot of first years but relatively few continuing students, that suggests potential drop-off between years. For instance, business management shows only 25 first years but 35 continuing, suggesting a strong retention rate compared to environmental science, which has 50 first years and 30 continuing. Finally, pay attention to the scale on the vertical axis. It runs from 0 up to 160 in increments of 20. That means you can't assume exact values just by eye. Always check the bar height against the grid lines. We'll now pause here. In a moment, the recording will continue to part 2, where we switch focus to the pie chart, illustrating reasons students choose their courses. Please look at the pie chart labeled Motivations for Course Selection 2024 as we
now
proceed.
Get some time to check your answers. Now you have some time to look at questions 36 to 40.
Welcome back. In this second segment, we turn our attention to the pie chart displaying motivations for course selection 2024. There are 4 segments, each representing a key motivating factor, and the whole chart sums to 100%. Career prospects accounts for 40%, the largest slice. This indicates that almost half of surveyed students selected their course primarily for future job opportunities. Academic interest follows with 25%, highlighting those driven by a genuine passion for the subject matter itself. Family influence makes up 20%, showing that 1 in 5 chose their course based on parental or familial advice. Lastly, convenience, which covers factors like timetable fitting personal schedules, accounts for 15%. It's worth noting how strongly career outlook influences students. 40% is a substantial majority. By contrast, convenience is surprisingly low, perhaps reflecting that students prioritize long-term outcomes over short-term scheduling ease. Now, consider the pie chart's legend colors: steel blue for career prospects, pastel green for academic interest, soft orange for family influence, and light gray for convenience. This color scheme ensures each segment is distinct yet visually harmonious. Next, I'd like you to think about how these motivations align with the bar chart data from Part 1. For example, computer science's high first-year enrollment may be tied directly to its strong career prospects reflected by that 40% slice in the pie chart. Conversely, applied mathematics has a moderate total enrollment of 90, but if a larger proportion of those are academically driven corresponding to the 25% academic interest slice, that could explain its respectable numbers despite a narrower career market compared with, say, mechanical engineering. Finally, we'll briefly discuss how these insights could inform departmental strategies. Departments with low retention rates might introduce more care-oriented modules or mentorship schemes to bolster continuing student numbers. Meanwhile, courses heavily chosen through family influence might consider outreach programs directly targeting parents to maintain transparency about course content and outcomes. That concludes section 4 of today's Ielts listening practice. You now have 30 seconds to review both charts and answer the accompanying questions. Remember to write your responses clearly, using exact figures where required.
You will now
Good
get
luck.
some time to check your answers.